Abu. Brap. Hi. Yeah, karibu sana. This is Kenya Revolutionary. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I hope you do. I really hope you do. I hope you do. I hope you're doing well wherever you are, whoever you are. I will not be here for long. I'll probably be here for 15, 20, 30 minutes. I'm probably not going to finish the whole 1 hour, but we shall get to the mada. Mara moja. Unajua leo ni Champions League. I think Barcelona is playing somebody and somebody is playing somebody. I don't know who. I have to watch the games. Yesterday we had a good game. For those of you who like football, I'll just touch on this real quick. It was a nice game. The better game yesterday was Real Madrid versus Manchester City, which I really enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Arsenal and Bayern Munich. Anyway, that's football talk. That's not what I'm here for. Topic today. Raila is noticeably quiet. Raila Amolo Odinga is noticeably quiet when it comes to the doctor strike. Unajua huyu jamaa ndio kwanga sijui mtu wa kwanza, wherever there is a maandamano, wherever there's a strike somewhere, you know, he's always the first one giving press conferences, whether it's G2G oil things, you discover some corruption, sijui kuna hizo mashinanigans zake, you know. Ujifanya, when Shakahola was there, he was the first one who wanted to go to Shakahola. I wanted to see the bodies, in the site. He's always on the front neo, anataka kujiona yeye, wherever there's crisis, yeye ni mtu wa kwanza hapo. And I see that with this, they've learned something. I see that with Babu Owino and these ODM leaders. Wanadandia hiyo story ya doctors, okay? To show that they're standing in solidarity with the people. But we all know deep down in their hearts, they don't care about that. They are going to try to take this maandamano ya madaktari, waifanye ikue mambo ya Dandco. Umenisikia? Hii ninio mgomo wa madaktari, Azimio watajaribu kuichukua na waitumie kwa njia ya kupigania ile maneno ya Nadco ipitishwe kwa katika bunge. Unasikia? Anyway, so the topic is Raila Odinga is noticeably quiet. Then Djibouti. Djibouti wamesema hata hao pia wako na candidate. Si Somalia peke yao, Djibouti. We shall see what this Djibouti. They have a little history with Kenya when it comes to easy matters, UN, easy mambo ya ninio. There was a history. Like the video. If you see this video for the first time, if you're the first time you haven't subscribe mara moja, okay? I'll do 30 minutes here, then I'll do 30 minutes in this is how I'll do it. I'll do 30 minutes here, then 30 minutes I'll do for X, okay? Because I need to upgrade my shit so I can on both sides. But anyway, for the YouTubers, ambao subscribe, and if you haven't subscribed, you're just seeing this for the new, tag somebody, tag your uncle, tag your girlfriend, tag your mother, father, children. Well, I might not recommend children because I use big words. Not big words, but curse words. Sometimes, not all the time. Anyway, Raila Odinga, noticeably is quiet. Tusome maneno, kuna watu wamechangia hii maneno because everyone is asking, what's going on? What's going on with this Raila Odinga? Mbona Raila? Baba kwa nini haongei? Baba kwa nini hausemi kitu? Baba yawa. Baba. Unajua baba asipoongea hakuna kitu. Baba asiposema mambo moja, sasa watu wanalia baba. Why is Baba not speaking? Raila Odinga. Conman Thiringenyi Ayatollah Khomeini of the Southern Hemisphere. Alishaingia katika box. Alishalipwa. Do the math. Remember, let me tell you, let me remind you. Remember, the same thing 2017, when he won the elections, people wanted to install him as the people's president, while watu walikasirika wakasema watamuingiza. Then, of course, we know the story. I won't bore you with the details. But anyway, he turned his back, akaenda handshake na nani? Na mlevi, Uhuru Kenyatta. Then after that, after the handshake, Raila aliwacha kuongea mambo ya ya ninio ya server, aliwacha kuongea mambo ya corruption, aliwacha kuongea mambo ya police brutality na victims of post-election violence. Raila alinyamaza tu kama maji. Baadaye akaingia ka serikali ya nani? Serikali ya huyo Uhuru Kenyatta. Sasa alinyamaza kabisa. Hata ile mambo yote ya election sijui nini walisahau. Come 2022, si ndio mvurugano ikaanza tena. Mvurugano. Haya. Si nimemwona handshake ilifanyika huko kwa shamba ya Museveni. Si mliona? Haya. Alafu ukasikia ati sijui nani anampigania aende AU. Si nani anampigania aende AU? Huyu Bruto. After hiyo mambo ya AU ilianza, you've never had. Si unaona sikia madaktari ndio hao wanapiga Raila should be forefront. Vile yeye kuanga kimbele Kierere. He should be angeshatoa press conference 6 AM the day hata kabla madaktari waende maandamano. Raila would have been the first one hapo ndani. Lakini amenyamaza tu. Teregenye ya Guambo Conman mwenyewe. Ai. Nyi mnaambiwanga and bado watu wanamtetea. That's the amazing thing. Kuna watu bado wanasema si baba. Ai. Akikeja mlirogwa. Kuna watu wanasema wachana na baba. Baba unafikiri kazi ya kutafuta AU ni rahisi? He's very busy. I'll read you the comments. Akia Mungu. Mimi nikiambia kuna comments zingine I'm past being outraged. This is entertainment. Pure entertainment. Pure. What a twende. I'll read you some tweets by some people on the internets. Internets, like George Bush used to say. Internets. Okay? Nitaanza na Kalume. Kalume. Is it Kaluma? Kaluma? Kaluma. Is it Kaluma? Honorable George Peter Kaluma. Watu wanajiekanga na ninio inaitwaje titles CBS, MP, CVS, BBC, ABC, NBC, KBC, CV. Who gives a shit? You're just a human being like somebody else. But okay, it makes you feel good. Honorable. Shenzi kabisa. Anyway, let's read what he says. This dimwits, let's read it. I'll show it in the screen so you can know what I'm talking about. So you can get the context of what I'm talking about. Aya. Let me share the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Sasa tusikie Kaluma anatuambia nini. Okay, so the article there, hiyo article ambayo iliandikwa katika KTN News, iliandika Raila silent as Kenyans suffer amid medic strikes, fake fertilizer scandals, and so forth, of course. Honorable George Peter Kaluma, CBS, MP, CVS, BBC, NBC, CNN, came out and say, you support crooks to rig, then cry out to Baba to help you. Then he has this running emoji. I'll read it again. He said, you support crooks to rig, then cry out to Baba to help you. Okay, comments were very interesting. Mi naambia comments ndio ilikuwa kitu hapo. Wacha niwasomee comments. Hebu niangalie comments. Sorry. Shit. Dang it. Hii picha inafanya nipate nightmare usiku. All right, let me read the comments real quick. So, watu walikuwa wanaandika. Where's the comments? Crap. Let me see. Has he deactivated his comments, whatever stuff? Okay. So hapa ndio comments. Okay, somebody called Victor says, swali ni mnataka atoe ngoma. Mwingine anasema we made our own bed, we must sleep on it, stop blaming Raila, period. Raila must focus on Africa issues now, give him a break. Kindly, my opinion though. Tugege who voted for the Kenya Kwecha regime deserve that they are getting let down. Let Raila be. Greedy as he is, Abdillahim MD say, greedy as he is, he only comes out when it is against. Nieti anasema Raila silent as Kisonono and Kaswende ravage a certain media house. Okay. Joshua Ndego says, sometimes I just love Raila's hypocrisy. One can only become brilliant when you coexist with people who use craftiness and subterfuge and much more, taking advantage of the misusing people to achieve what they want and spurn them after achieving. Okay, so here's my take on this. For those of you who are saying ati tuachane na Raila, ati vile alikuwa naisha maandamano amkutokezea sijui mlipigia Ruto. Which is it? Number one, first of all, stop saying that these sijui crooks, sijui we voted for crooks, we voted for... It's either we voted for them or we don't. Because at first you're saying ati we didn't vote for them, ati mlishinda. Saizi when Raila is being called out, asema mlipigia huyo Ruto, so lay on your bed. That's number one. Number two, when Raila was calling for people to go to maandamano, okay, he was telling us about these injustices. He modeled himself to be the guy who stands up for the people, the people's president. In fact, we almost, you know, we swore him in as the people's president. Somebody who was fighting for the wananchi, right? Sidio? Okay. Now, here comes the issue. The doctors na hiyo mambo ingine, fake fertilizer, people are outraged, whatever. Him having a history of, you know, kukimbia huku na pale, advocating for the wananchi. People are asking themselves, why are you not out there? Because we are used to seeing you. You are always the first person. Ulituambia mambo ya G2G, even before the public knew what G2G was. Ile story ya mafuta na Mama Njeri na kadhalika. He was making press conferences every week before handshake. Eh? Eh? Sahi, ashapata handshake, people are asking, hey, where are you? Where are you, Raila Odinga? Kalulu, whatever his name is telling us, hi, you voted for these crooks. Well, let me remind him. In fact, there's a comment there that says, okay, you are saying we voted for these crooks. Now we should lay on our bed. It is the same crooks that Raila is depending on to make him the AU chairperson. Sindio? Unawaita wakora. Ati you voted for crooks. The same crooks that the people you're calling crooks, wanapeleka Raila AU. They actually wanamkampenia kwa AU president. The same crooks. Kaluma is a lobotomized parrot. He's not up there. Nimjinga. Nani alimninio. Remember, Abdel Nasir exposed him. He was like, you know what? You keep on talking shit. Keep on talking. If you say one more thing, I'll expose how your wife has been taking bribes. Apparently, Kaluma's wife is a magistrate somewhere, I don't know, Wajir or whatever the case is. Nani akamwambia ati ukiongea tena, sema kitu moja na I'll expose how your wife has been receiving money, bribes as a judge, as a magistrate. Yeah? Kaluma alinyamaza after that. Akajifanya ati tomorrow I'll be releasing an exposing Abdel Nasir. Mpaka sahi bado tunangoja. Jamani mshenzi kabisa huyo. Fala kabisa. These are the people that utaona hapo ODM press conference. Well, the doctor. Like you see Babu Owino. Na hawa shenzi wengine. The doctor. Wanajifanya ati Kalonzo Musyoka. Ati Kalonzo Musyoka siku hizi anatuambia ati sijui ati sisi pia tutaingia maandamano wa Malwa. Na siku za maandamano vile watu walikuwa na maandamano, uliona Kalonzo wewe? Ama jamaa hawa. Haki ya Mungu hawa watu. I'll be calm today. I'll be calm. Yani kuzungumza nikiona hizi hypocrisy hawa shenzi, it just drives me nuts. Yani nasikia hasira inanipanda, napandwa na morio. Because they think people are stupid. They really think we are stupid. We are that stupid, okay? Unaona wanajifanya hapa, sijui madaktari, sijui nini. Wacha tu nitulie. Let me behave myself. Anyway, in another news, Djibouti imeweka mtu wao, Djibouti. Wacha tuende kwa Djibouti. Are you ready for Djibouti? Let me read about Djibouti, then I'll just move on very quickly. Wako na mtu wao. But let's get a history of Djibouti first. Pauline Joroge kind of gave us a synopsis of the history between Kenya and Djibouti when it comes to fighting for Eneo. Even though this pinhead, Pauline Joroge, obviously she doesn't type this thing herself. As we saw Gabriel Oguda when he was in Sema box with Mark Masai. You could see how incoherent he sounded, which shows you that these people maybe don't even type. They don't type these tweets. But anyway, that's not my concern. That's not what I want to talk about. I'll be brief. I told you I'll be brief today. Pauline Joroge has wrote something about the Djibouti, how we have always now. I'll read it very quickly. If you're wondering why I'm talking about Djibouti, I'm talking about Djibouti because Raila is running for the AU seat, and Djibouti has also fronted their candidate, their foreign minister, and apparently the guy is really, really educated. And but anyway, let me give you a backdrop of these Djibouti people. Pauline Joroge reminds us, in 2019, Kenya secured African Union endorsement to be the continent's sole candidate for the race to win the non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. Okay, during the secret vote by permanent representative of AU member states in Addis Ababa, Kenya faced Djibouti, which was also interested in representing Africa in the UN most powerful organ. At the end of voting, Djibouti, through its foreign minister, not only conceded defeat after garnering 13 votes against 37 in favor of Kenya, but also congratulated and endorsed Kenya's bid. This made Kenya the sole candidate for Africa. However, soon after Djibouti made a swift about turn, reneged on her decision to support Kenya, and declared her intention to go for the seat. This spoiler move effectively complicated Kenya's bid and jeopardized our chance at the seat. What followed was a period of unnecessary competition and deployment of resources by Kenya to capture the seat. Of course, the Kenya and Africa was able to overcome this obstacle and secure the seat after securing 129 votes against Djibouti's 62. Fast forward 2024, and Djibouti is at it again. After Kenya secured the EAC's endorsement to front Raila Odinga as the region's candidate for AUC chairperson, Djibouti has declared its interest in the seat. Of course, Kenya will shake off Djibouti's challenge, that's an assumption, and deliver the seat. However, we have to ask critical questions. What does Djibouti have against Kenya, or whose interest is the country representing? We know of external forces that are always actively working towards weakening AUC so that the commission can be easily managed and manipulated towards certain agendas. In light of this, it will be the hope of every well-meaning African citizen that the process of electing the next chairperson will be guided by patriotism and the spirit of Pan-Africanism, and not influenced by external interest. A strong AUC is fundamental in achieving the Africa we want. In line with Agenda 2063, a strong AUC is vital in protecting Africa's interest on the global arena. Hashtag the regional lens. Fuck off. Anyway, the point is this. This dumb fuck is telling us that Djibouti, they're always spoiling for Kenya. Who gives a... They have the same right. They can write, they can... wanaweza go for the seat just like everybody else. It is not written in stone that Kenya is the only country that can run for this AUC position. Somali has the right to run for it. Eritrea has the right to run for it. But whichever candidate, all the 50 states, all the 54 states, of Africa are have the right to actually vie for this AUC chairperson. They have the right to put in their ninio. So if Djibouti wakieka mtu wao, hakuna shida. But again, whoever is writing this shit, Pauline ni fala sana. Anyway, whatever. But let's look at this this candidate, this Djibouti candidate, because apparently the guy, he seems to be, he's well, what can I say? His qualifications are impressive, more impressive than Raila Odinga's. All right. Hey, I'm stealing it from Miguna's tweet. All right, press release. Djibouti announces the candidacy of its Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, for presidency of the African Union Commission. Now, here's what it says. The Republic of Djibouti officially announces the candidacy of its Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Mohamed Ali Yusuf, for the position of President of the African Union Commission. Djibouti expresses its faith in the ability of Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, an experienced diplomat who knows the ins and outs of this continental organization, to serve and bring dynamism of the Pan-African organization. With over 2 decades of experience as Minister of Foreign Affairs of his country, a heaven of peace distinguished by its constant pursuit of conflict resolution through dialogue and negotiation. Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf has all the qualities to meet the expectations and interests of the continent. He is fluent in French, English, and Arabic. French, English, and Arabic. Raila utatoboa? I don't know. Raila is good. Raila anajua English. Okay, to be fair, Raila knows what? German. He speaks German, English, and Luo and Swahili. So, but Africa, if you look at Africa, the reason why Mr. Yusuf Ali, whatever, is advantage. How many in the whole of continent, African continent, the main languages, foreign languages, if you're not talking about the indigenous languages or the tribes, the main colonizers, it was divided between the French, English, and what? So if you look at the West African countries, they're mostly West and Northern Africa, they speak French. South and East and Central speak English. Those are Anglophones, nations that were colonized by the British. Then you have what? The Arabic nations, Wakina, Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, So this guy speaks all 3 languages, which is an advantage. He can fluently speak in French. Bonjour, madame. Bonjour, Godia. He can speak, is fluent in English. Hello, hello. And Arabic. Salam alaikum. He can speak in Arabic. So that gives him advantage, because if he wants to, Malim Yusuf being an Arab, well, he's not an Arab, he's Djibouti. Djibouti is like a crossbreed. But I'm just saying, if he's to, wants to negotiate a peace deal between North African nations who predominantly speak French and Arabic, he will fit in like a globe. Raila will be mumbling and stumbling and, saying tialala in front of the people. Yes, Sam Sikie, what are you saying? And Somali and Afar. Yes. Somali also have their own person, yes. And Somali, yeah. So, yes, Djibouti is right next to Somalia, of course. Yes. Thank you so much, Nanim. Sounds like a linguistic figure. So, when there's a negotiation, language is very important. I can't stress that enough. I won't give you a lecture on how important it is. Let's say if you're a Chinese, okay, if you're an African, if you go to China right now, ukienda Beijing, if you know a few words, ukienda, even wherever you are, ukienda in a Chinese restaurant and you just say a few words in Chinese, like ni hao means, hi, hello. The way the Chinese people or the Chinese people will respond to you, first of all, they'll be surprised that, hey, Mwafrika is speaking Chinese. And it will just, what do you call it? It will put them at ease. it will disarm them of any preconceived notion they have about you. It will make them comfortable and make them open up, okay? It will thaw the ice. Unajua ukikutana na mtu, you don't want to, you're kind of uneasy, lakini ukiwasalimia and surprise them that you can actually speak their language, it's a very strong diplomatic tool to use as someone, especially for someone who's vying for that position. That guy also has a PhD, by the way. I didn't read most of his video. I think I have it in my page there somewhere. I'll read the comments real quick. But I'm just saying, that is a huge advantage that man has. If there's a conflict in the West Africa, whether it's between Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire or the Sahel nation, if he needs to go speak to them, he's fluent in French. Ataenda azungumze, very efficient, okay? English, whether it's South Africa wako na shida with Lesotho or whatever the case, Botswana, he can speak English fluent. So that's a huge advantage, huge. And he has 20 years of experience. Compare that with Raila Odinga, who, as we know, to this day, we haven't seen his certificate. I don't know if he has his. I don't think this man graduated. I'm not laughing the fact that he's not educated or he didn't have his certificate. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at the fact that, some people say that he is, alifika class 6 and he alichapa mwalimu wake na mawe. That's what I think about, and that's what's funny to me. But I'm just saying this guy is almost overqualified for this position. I think he'll be the ideal person for this position. But let's wait and see. It's always not who is the most qualified. Sometimes it's always about yule mtu akona clout, okay? So we'll see. I'm just saying the process of choosing the AU chairperson, commissioner, whatever the case is, I would like to believe that it's more, people consider the candidates' experience and qualifications. And if you're going to go based on that, experience and qualification, I think Raila Odinga is not the strongest candidate, to be fair. And I'm not saying that because I have my bias against Raila Odinga. I'm just saying you could do better. Drake alituambia hivyo. Nakwambia. Hi. Okay, Goody anatuambia Kenya Rebel. In the whole of Africa, you don't need certificates. You only need to be a popular and you know what? You're right. But, a big but. Kim Kardashian but. Let me not say that. All right, that's not what I was trying to say. But I'm just saying, for a position, okay, a position which represents the whole of Africa, okay, on the global stage, if you're running for a position within the individual countries, okay, yes, utafanya hiyo ukarabati. You can come up with a certificate yako ya uongo na ukweli, okay, and you might win and become the president. But I'm saying, if you're running for a position to become this AUC, African Union Commissioner, a position that you'll be representing the whole of Africa in the global stage, I think they'll scrutinize more when it comes to your qualifications and experience, whether it's education-wise, and what you have achieved. Raila can wave his, experience as the AU infrastructural guy when he was appointed by Faki for 4 years. But again, that was an appointed position. Appointed, okay? Faki is the one who appointed him. So his experience and qualifications really was up to Faki to, approve it or not. But for this top seat now, he's going for Faki's position. It shall be looked at thoroughly. Could it be, and this is now the conspiracy theory that I want to kind of have, jog your mind on. Could it be like maybe Uhuru Kenyatta has a hand in this? I'll tell you why. Listen to me. Conspiracy here. Conspiracy theory alerts. Nisikieni kidogo. Let's listen to me carefully. A few days ago, Uhuru Kenyatta came out and said, kuna watu walimsaliti. There are people who did what? What's saliti? What's in the world of saliti? Betrayed him, okay? Political betrayal. Murabe came in the next day and said, hey, by the way, I wasn't talking about, when Uhuru was saying that, he wasn't referring to Raila Odinga. Now, with that said, after that, the next day, Djibouti mentioned that they are fronting their candidates. Now, listen to me and listen to me carefully. It has been rumored. It was rumored. We had the rumors before. Sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire, right? It was rumored before that Uhuru Kenyatta was also wanted this chair, African Union Commissioner, AUC chair position, okay? Then, after the handshake between Raila and Ruto, with Museveni present or whatever the case is, it was agreed upon that Kenya, okay, the head of state of Kenya, which is William Samoei Ruto, fronted Raila Odinga as the AUC candidate, okay? And within a few days, there were people saying, oh my goodness, Uhuru Kenyatta is not happy about this. Of course, Uhuru Kenyatta akajitolea, akatoka kita, Remember, Pauline Njoroge was also, listen to me, follow me, please follow me for a second. Follow me. Pauline Njoroge and there's this MP from Kikuyu, Kiambu, whatever the case is. Okay? They were actually saying that Uhuru Kenyatta was the most qualified to become the next AUC, whatever, for the AUC position. Unakumbuka hiyo? There were some MPs from the central province who were saying Uhuru Kenyatta was the most qualified to run for the AUC position, okay? But then, Ruto, of course, got into this handshake deal with the Raila and fronted Raila Odinga. And it is said that ndio story kanza kutokezea, because remember right at that same time, Uhuru was meeting Suluhu, was meeting Museveni, was meeting Kagame, was meeting a bunch of presidents, okay? Unakumbuka hiyo? And everyone was asking, why is Uhuru meeting all these presidents? Because he doesn't have an active role as far as diplomacy, or he's not representing Kenya in any capacity. He's merely a former head of state for Kenya. So people are asking, why is Uhuru making all these trips to Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda? And the word was, Uhuru alikuwa anataka hiyo the same chair, the AUC chairperson position. Okay? So vile mambo ikaanza kuhit up kwa media, Kenyan Standard and all that stuff, he finally got out and say, okay, I'm supporting my brother Raila Odinga and all that. We know it was just, him trying to be diplomatic. But Pauline Njoroge, among others, were the people who were talking, and they're saying Uhuru Kenyatta is more qualified than Raila Odinga. And there's a bunch of two other MPs from Uko Central Province who are saying the same thing, that they should give it to Kenyatta. Now, fast forward a few months later, ndio huyo Uhuru Kenyatta comes out and says, amekuwa betrayed. Okay? He has been betrayed. So people are asking themselves, who is he referring to? Is he referring to Ruto, or is he referring to Raila Odinga? Now, in my opinion, I'm connecting my doubts, and I'm saying maybe Ruto promised him to have that AUC chair, but he decided to give it to Raila Odinga. Okay? Or maybe he felt like Raila Odinga will let him have that AUC chair, but Raila kaidandia. Okay? Whichever way. Because it seems like they're stuck in Nadko in a kwama hapa. It's kind of people are not having it. Okay? So what I'm saying is this. After Uhuru Kenyatta makes those pronouncements that somebody will betray, which is either Ruto or Raila. Few days, maybe could it be, and this is conjecture on my part, could it be that Uhuru Kenyatta, using his diplomatic connections, reached out to Eritrea to get Mr. Mahalim Yusuf to run for the AUC just to fuck up Raila's chances? Could it be? Could it be? Because remember, it was not only Djibouti, it was also Somali. And I'm telling you, we still don't know why Uhuru Kenyatta was making those trips. Uko Rwanda, Uganda, anakutana na Suluhu, sijui nani. Why was he making those trips? They're not official state visit because Uhuru is not representing anyone. He's not representing anyone in his capacity as a private citizen. What was he? Ama? So yeah, so maybe this news by Djibouti, it might be emanating from the Kenyattas, Uhuru. That's my theory. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, because it's very, very, very interesting. Mbona majamaa wamejitokeza hapa ninio. Anyway, so let's listen to Kagwanjo. Peter Kagwanjo was telling us something in KTN asubuhi. Let's listen to Peter Kagwanjo. I don't know what he was talking about. I just saw this Ninio. I wanted to hear him speak. I don't know what he's saying. All right, 20.
So what happened? They called, these elders, the Clintons, and all those who were leaders before, to sit down from all sides of the political divide. And they sat down and brought the country to order. So Uhuru Kenyatta has a very, very, very serious job, which he's not doing, but he's doing the opposite job. His main job is to become the moral custodian of this society. As a neutral, impartial, and
Uhuru Kenyatta as a moral custodian of this country? Bro, what the fuck are you smoking? Uhuru and morality, you can't say that in one sentence. But let's let him finish. Let's let him finish. Sorry.
Retired reader, he has a higher pedestal than William Ruto and Raila Odinga. And when they start squabbling of the country, it's only Uhuru Kenyatta who can come up and tell them, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a minute. Time out, Kagwanjo, whatever the fuck your name is. What? You know what? Let me play that one more time. I don't know what he says.
Partial and retired reader, he has a higher pedestal than William Ruto and Raila Odinga.
Uhuru Kenyatta has a higher pedestal than Raila Odinga and William Ruto. What? What is he basing that on? Madness. Let's listen to him. Let's listen in. Sorry, guys.
And when they start squabbling of the country, it's only Uhuru Kenyatta who can come up and tell them, ladies and gentlemen, here we are not doing the right thing. This is what it is, and they will listen to him.
So when you talk about higher pedestal, you mean it in terms of statesmanship?
Yes, it's more. That is why when you in the United States, the moment you've become a president, no, even before you retire.
Just a quick disclaimer: this man is a total idiot. But let's listen to him.
If you're sworn in as president, you become a statesman. This is where the concept of a statesman comes from. Every retired president in the United States is a statesman. In other words, you belong to the state. And statesmanship requires that you protect the very institution that made you a statesman. And therefore, what we have not seen here is a break with the past. And to accept that when we have these people as statesmen, had Moi, let's say, and old Kenyatta been arrived, and then we would not have had 2008, 2007, 2008, because they would have talked to us from their moral high ground. So there is an institution which we have refused to implement in our constitution called the post-presidency.
Where do I start? Moral high ground based on what? Statesmanship. And he tells us that Uhuru Kenyatta is a great statesman. He has a higher pedestal than Raila Odinga and Ruto. And that he's the only one who can, bring things together if things are going haywire. Need I remind this dickhead who caused the 2017 violence, 2007? Who was sponsoring Mungiki? I mean, then he's talking about the constitution did not address this post-presidential office. I'll let him finish first because I'm trying to be patient with him. I'm trying to be placid.
And the post-presidency is the same post-presidency you found with the Mandela. And globally, it translates to the Council of Elders. The, what is it, President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, Nelson Mandela, the current Antonio Guterres, retired Prime Minister, and a number of other leaders from across the world who formed together and called the world to order when you don't have other avenues or offices. So now to start, jumping into the mud of politics, of traitors, for Uhuru Kenyatta, I thought that was really below him. I know the traitor he's referring to is Raila Odinga, but Raila Odinga has never been a conformist of any leader. If you do your history.
Oh, wait a minute, hold up, hold on, wait a minute. So he confirms that Uhuru Kenyatta was referring to Raila Odinga as the traitor. Okay, we are making progress. I didn't even know this. Let's go on and listen.
History lessons very well.
Morale has said that is not the case.
There is nothing else because Ruto rebelled against Raila, Uhuru long time ago and went and declared himself. And he was himself called Tangata.
Oh, wait. Dang it, that video has ended. But I need to find a longer version of that. But anyway, that is mind-boggling. So Kagwanja is telling us that, of course, Kagwanja sounds like a Uhuru sympathizer. But what he's saying is that Uhuru, to him, he sees Uhuru as this great statesman that can bring the country together, that's supposed to protect the institutions in Kenya. He conveniently forgets that Uhuru is the one who was actually mutilated the constitution, didn't respect the institutions that are supposed to have balance and checks and balance in our governance, during our governance. But here he is saying that Uhuru Kenyatta feels that Raila betrayed him. Now I'm curious to know, how did Raila betray Uhuru? I don't know how were they fighting for that AUC chairperson position? Remember, I just told you that, and I didn't even know this. That is the only reason I can come up with. Let me come up with another conspiracy theory before I finish. I have 43 minutes here. I'm going, but let me just give you this. Let's think about this, okay? Let me think about this. Maybe, okay. Follow me. I'll be very brief and I'll try to be as clear as I can be and give you a succinctly put this. Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, remember, they came to a handshake in 2017. Mnakumbuka? Part of the handshake, probably, this is conjecture again on my part, was, hey, Raila Odinga, I know you won, nimekulipa pesa, join me in my government, whatever the case is, the deal was, the handshake ikakuja, poesha au watu wako ambao wanapiga makelele, let's get rid of Miguna, I will finish my term from 2017 to 2022, and in 2022. Then after I finish my Ninio, Raila, the deal is I'll help you in your campaign uchukue ushukani, you become the next president. Raila said, ndio, okay, bwana Uhuru, deal done. So, Uhuru Kenyatta finished his term, okay? Remember, Raila was kind of part of the government too. He wasn't criticizing the government anymore once the handshake with Uhuru was done, okay? So come 2022, Raila Odinga is confident that he's going to win the elections. We had Oburu Odinga told us, hey, we always win, but we miss one element that help us, one component that will help us win the elections this time, because we always have the people, but we miss the what? The deep state. So, again, Oburu told us that this time we have the deep state, which he was referring to, the Uhuru Kenyatta's government. Okay, the government is backing Raila Odinga to become the next president in 2022. So Raila was confident that he's going to win because he felt like, he had his supporters, and not only the support, he has the state backing him to win. Okay, so he's confident. He said, campaign huko sijui wapi, I'm not worried about it. All right. So come 2022, we went to elections. Then William Ruto wins the elections. And the question now becomes to Raila Odinga, he's like, okay, so what happened, Mr. Kenyatta? Was I supposed to win? Remember, Kenyatta came out and gave a speech and says, you know what? I had to respect the people's will. Which was kind of like telling Raila, hey, listen, it is what it is. Ulishindwa, boss. There's nothing I could do. But of course, we know that's bullshit, because 2017, like I say, 2017, nani alishindwa, Kenyatta lost. But he used the state's power by using violence and other means, intimidation, to maintain power, and he even co-opted Raila Odinga for him to finish his second term, okay? So if he really wanted Raila Odinga to become the president in 2022, he could have had Raila become the president. But Nika alimruka. Hey, I had a prior deal with who? With William Samoei Ruto. So check out, bro. Sa Raila akasema, okay, so I'll go to maandamano to get what I want. That's what I know how to do. Raila gathered his psychopathic following, wakaenda maandamano, and started all this bullshit, okay? Long behold, Ruto akaona, jamani, I can't govern without subduing this mzee. So he called Raila Odinga, wakakaa chini, and they made a deal. Kambia, Raila Odinga, what do you want? Raila Odinga was like, you know what? Unajua ule nani? Yule Mudamaki wants that AUC chair. Mudamaki was supposed to give me this chair you are sitting on. Unasikia wewe Ruto? Hii chair ilikuwa inafaa kuwa yangu. Mudamaki Uhuru Kenyatta was supposed to give me that. But akaniruka. So this is how we're going to do it. Sasa tufanye hivi. Wewe, si umesikia Mudamaki anataka hiyo AUC chair. Ndio maana unamwona anatembea na kukutana na kina nani? Sasa tufanye hivi. Ruto, ukitaka mimi niwache hii mambo ya maandamano na hii makelele hapa to disrupt your government. Hiyo kiti Uhuru Kenyatta anataka hiyo ya AUC. Give it to me. Nipigania ndio nipiganie nikwae mtu wa nichukue hiyo kiti. Ruto akasema, is that all you want? Haya, akasema okay, sawa. By the way, huyu jamaa alikuwa alikuwa ananinyanyasa as deputy president, so tutamruka. Wewe nitakupatia hiyo kiti, sitampatia, nitakupatia Raila Odinga. Okay. So Uhuru akasikia story ati Raila is also going for AUC. Akapigia Ruto. Ruto namna gani? Akamwambia, bwana boss, huyu jamaa anampatia hiyo kiti. So, okay. So ni hivyo? Ni hivyo. So Ruto Kenyatta kaenda akapatiana press conference. Akasema, kuna watu wamenisaliti. Which is Raila amenisaliti. Yeah? So akasema, okay. Raila akasema, Raila unaona amenyamaza. Akasema, you know what? Fuck that dude. wewe unisaliti, ulikuwa unafaa kunisaidia na ninio deep state nipate hii presidency, ukanienjoy ukawacha Ruto atawale. Akasema okay sawa. So Kenyatta akasema okay, unataka hii AUC. Kenyatta akapiga simu akaambia yule mama wa Somalia, akamwambia mama Somali, run for AUC, you're more qualified by Utinga. Utinga ni mtu wa mtialala na makelele hapa, hawezi kushinda. Akapigia Eritrea, Eritrea, so that it doesn't seem directly it's coming from Kenyatta. Kenyatta anapigia Djibouti, akamwambia Djibouti, kuna yule foreign minister wenu huyo akona PhD and he can speak how many languages. Wacha wasimame bwana. Hii unajua huyu jamaa, I was running for this kiti lakini wamenichezea wamenisaliti hapa, so my goal to become AUC chairperson imeisha hivyo, but I'm not letting it go kwa sababu betray. I'm also going to betray them, so I'll call Eritrea and Eritrea. Unaona how these games were being played? Unaona? So let's find out who was Kenyatta referring to when he was saying that kuna watu wamemsaliti. It's either Raila Odinga or William Ruto. Either way. Or both. Goody is telling us, Lord God, when Uhuru passed the torch to Ruto, it was like a bet. Now he has woken up and he is in regrets mode. I don't think in my opinion, I don't think he necessarily regrets that Ruto. Maybe he is. But the way I see it is this. This is how I see it. Ruto and Uhuru made that bet. Kumi yangu, kumi yako. Kumira, kumira. Kenyatta fulfilled his side of the bet. Alisema, whatever, I'll hand over power to you. But he played Raila Odinga. Alimcheza Raila Odinga. Alimwambia Raila, wewe nitakupatia presidency, I'll use my power to make you president. But he was just bullshitting Raila Odinga. Ndio Raila Odinga awache kuleta makelele. Maybe, because remember, Uhuru was not getting along with Ruto towards the end of his term, second term. He might have considered giving Raila the power, but historically speaking, let's get real. Kenya, we live in a very tribal country. Luos and Kikuyus don't get along since the death of Tom Mboya. All right? So Uhuru's close advisors told him, hey, listen, we are with you, but one thing you cannot do is hand over power to Mjaluo, especially Raila Odinga. I'm sorry. Because even when the handshake happened, the central province said they were not going to vote for Raila Odinga. Let's not fool ourselves. Central province were not going to vote for Raila Odinga. Absolutely not. Do what you want, but Mjaluo hawezi kupata hiyo kiti. So, Kenyatta was like, you know what? I have to stick with my people, what my people want. So, regardless of the deal that he made with Raila Odinga to help Raila Odinga to get the presidency in 2022, Ruto won, na Kenyatta kampatia power. But that left Raila in the cold. So Raila used the method that he always uses. Go back to the people using psychopathic following to disrupt, to stop, to hold the state hostage by using maandamano in order to get what he wants. And Raila, in his get back scheme, since Nani Kenyatta alimcheza, he's like, you know what? I'll get him back. since anataka hiyo kiti ya AUC, huyo Kenyatta anataka hiyo kiti ya AUC akitoka, I'll go for that chair and I will make the president, Ulu Ruto, to support me so I can get that chair. Okay? So, Ruto has no option but to give Raila that chair because he wants peace, he wants to rule. Azidi kuiba. But on the other hand, sasa nani amejam? Kenyatta amejam. Amesema hawa watu wananisaliti. Nani amenisaliti? Huyu Raila. So akashika simu akapigia Djibouti na Somalia. Akamwambia, hey, prop up somebody who will go against Raila Odinga. If I can't get it, he can't get it. Na hiyo ndio ukweli wa mambo. That's conjecture on my part, by the way, but I think that's something along the lines of what happened. Goodyear is telling me this. There was too much holy water drunk too. So he had sobered a bit. Ay. Uhuru, you know how Uhuru was. But it will be interesting. It will be, let me just play this. Let me not play it again. I already played it. Kagwanja was on some stuff. Alikuwa anaongea mambo yake ambayo haieleweki. There's something else I wanted to show you guys. Oh, by the way, our friend Sakaja anatakikana aende show up kwa ninio, but he has refused. I don't know what's anyone knows where Sakaja is? Tumtafute. Kuna mtu akona simu ya Sakaja? Mkimwona mumwambie Senate namtafuta. Aulize azidi maswali. Now, what is pissing me off about this Sakaja issue is this. The MCAs, Robert Alai, in fact, Nyakundi wrote about something today. Wakina Robert Alai. Let me find, is it Cyrus Nyakundi or something? Nyakundi, let me say, is it Cyrus Nyakundi? Anyway, yeah, it's right here. I don't know why I'm, so this is what he wrote about the MCAs. As I finish with this issue, this is the last one. Anyway, I was saying this. We had the Auditor General amesema ati pesa zimepotea katika county ya Nairobi. Okay? And the Senate was summoned the governor to come to the Senate so they can ask him questions about the missing money. Okay? Ile pesa imepotea. Sakaja is nowhere to be found. He's not answering his call. Nobody knows where he is. Now, if there's money that's lost, that's an impeachable offense. So where are the MCAs? The MCAs that we're talking about, Alai is busy tweeting about Raila Odinga. And who is this person who's supposed to be working on presenting a motion to impeach Sakaja? Sakaja ameiba pesa. Auditor General ametuambia pesa imeibiwa. This guy was willing or did he pay 900 million for this piece of land that he was fighting after? Unakumbuka? Okay? And after that, Auditor General amekuja akatuambia pesa imepotea hapa. Senator inaitisha Sakaja aende kwa Senate ajibu maswali kulingana na ajibu swali kulingana na hii pesa imepotea. And is nowhere to be found. But the MCAs who are supposed to be working on a motion to impeach Sakaja are busy talking about Raila Odinga. Alai, where are you? See how incompetent everyone is? Na unaonanga wakina nani huyu Alai ana type kila siku blaming the government, how incompetent this government is, which is true, they are incompetent. But so are you, Robert Alai, and the rest of you Azimio people. You're supposed to present a motion right now to impeach Sakaja, but you're busy still telling us about Nani. But let's read something interesting about Nyakundi, which is he wrote here. Here is what he wrote. Nyakundi wrote something very, very... Nairobi County is rotten. The biggest tragedy in Nairobi City County is that the leadership of the country has strategically disempowered the MCAs so that it's the party leaders controlling the assembly. Azimio now has the majority of MCAs. Skiza. Azimio has the majority MCAs in the county, Nairobi County, which means they can actually easily impeach Sakaja. But let me go ahead and read. Azimio has now the majority of MCAs, and Sakaja sees them as useless as long as he can directly deal with Raila Odinga. Of course, Raila Odinga calls the shots. Sakaja sees Raila as the super MCA he needs. So now Sakaja uses MCAs Wilfred Odalo of Mabatini and Catherine Okoth, nominated 4 times and almost useless as an illiterate, to give Raila an alternative reality in the assembly. Raila has totally refused to meet the Azimio MCAs and only meets them when maandamano, in quotes, or party contribution are needed. With Ruto, he has the complete DCI file of Sakaja's corruption, including his purchasing housing for his girlfriends and boyfriends. Sakaja swings both ways. I didn't know Sakaja was gay, but that's another topic for another day. But he uses that to hold him to his side. Now, Sakaja is to be the UDA chairman in Nairobi after previously gravitating towards ODM as his party of choice for the 2027 defense of his seat. Ruto is also very scared of the Kikuyu takeover in Nairobi, so Sakaja acts as a buffer in that. But Sakaja is one of the most corrupt people. Osman, former South Sea MCA, strategized his corruption and is his key enabler. This is the man behind the wanton approval of developments without any regard for public participation or available supporting infrastructure. That's Suleiman, whatever his name is, and that's Sakaja's picture. This is an issue by Cyprian Nyakundi. Cyprian is Nyakundi, or whatever the case is. You see what's going on? Total corruption. So that's why Sakaja is still up there. Because, yes, he uses his MCAs. Sakaja is cool with Raila Odinga and probably, has some kind of kickbacks. Raila has to support Bura. Maybe he's giving him money or whatever the case is. And Ruto has the DCI files of Sakaja buying houses for his girlfriends and apparently his boyfriends. Kumbe jamaa, yay, whatever. Yeah, but Ruto is using him as that. Remember when I told you that Babu Owino might be famous, but it's who you know. That's why Sakaja will probably still be the governor. Because if they really wanted the Sakaja out, you saw there, Nairobi County MCAs Azimio are the majority. So they can easily impeach him. In the Senate, I don't think he will survive. In the National Assembly, vote. You hear what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, remember I told you, yes, people are saying Babu Owino. Sakaja, if the president wants him to stay there, Sakaja takaapo. Because look at how corrupt this guy is. Anyway, the DC, is it the Mkubwa President, Inspector General? They have 14 days to produce Sakaja at the Senate. Sakaja is supposed to show up with the Senate atatolewa. They can start a motion of removing him because that will be in contempt of whatever. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, friends, and comrades, this is Kenya Revolution. It's been wonderful. Goody, I want to thank you for participating in my 1 hour shenanigans of Kenyan politics. And Sam Sikie, thank you very much for your contribution in this talk. It's been 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 3 minutes. Tafadhali, the first order of business. Subscribe, share, like, comment. Like the video. Like. If you're going to watch this in repeat, again, you know what to do. Like the video. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share this with your friends. Share this in your social media, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, X, whatever the case. Instagram. There's so many. I don't even know. I'm too old. But anyway. Again, thank you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And peace. Let me go watch Barcelona. And I don't know who's playing today. Barcelona and somebody else. But yeah. Anyway. Peace and blessings. I'll see you.